boy King David, Ridgewood, Bushwick, GMS, grown man status, 4D Foundation. Let me make you feel like today's the day we leave this phase. Moving forward, find the exit to this maze. Let me make you feel like there will be better days. Sit back, relax, puff on this haze. Open your eyes so you can see my vision. Let me open your heart so you can feel my thoughts. Allow me to make you feel your wounds healed and tightly sealed. I'm here for you, with the truth never concealed. The past is a lesson we failed to learn, using excuses as a weapon to kill the pain and suffering. The past is a tool a smart man would use to fine-tune the future. I bring the good news, the new kid on the block. My name is David. With a different mental menu, I provide the monumental. Together as one, it's only fundamental. Put your fist in the air, holla GMS. Today is looking sorry, so I'm living for tomorrow. If I could save the world with the words I let you borrow, I never know which move is gonna come next, so I hop before I leap and come true as I speak. Everybody gather round, together as one. Open your mouth and let them know that you exist. There's no reason for us to live like this. We got to get up, get out, and make a difference. Let's talk metaphorically, don't take none of this literal. Just relate it to your life as I portray my thoughts lyrical. Let's not get technical, you got to be a bit more flexible. I make you think it twice every time that I rhyme next to you. Close your eyes, imagine a place with no race. Everybody becomes equal, get rid of your ego. Over here we don't accept those, nah. And you already know, kid, the team come primo. This world is full of jealousy and envy, believe me, but not in my circle. We are free of this demon. Let me be the light to guide you through the tunnel. In the middle of my struggle, somehow it made me stronger. Somehow it made me wiser. Open my eyes wider. My people are fighters, so I told them never ever. King David, surrender's not an option. Toe to toe against life, we came to get it pop. Today is looking sorry, so I'm living for tomorrow. If I could save the world with the words I let you borrow, I never know which move is gonna come next, so I hop before I leap and come true as I speak. Everybody gather round, together as one. Open your mouth and let them know that you exist. There's no reason for us to live like this. We got to get up, get out, and make a difference. Disoriented, I'm dizzy, it spins viciously. Life is hectic, believe it, it ain't no picnic. Try to relax and you lose it, I won't do it. That's why I work to improve and keep grinding till I rule it. Together as one, it's not about being the one. If you're strong, then come on and link on like both prongs. I wish that I could make a world that I can understand. I lead the people as you're holding my hand, cause we can make it happen like cause and effect. Press the reset, pick it up and start over. Let's be the ones to overcome and get sober. Let's be the ones to refocus what we after. Everybody gather round, together as one. In unison, we're stronger than them. Today is looking sorry, so I'm living for tomorrow. If I could save the world with the words I let you borrow, I never know which move is gonna come next, so I hop before I leap and come true as I speak. Everybody gather round, together as one. Open your mouth and let them know that you exist. There's no reason for us to live like this. We got to get up, get out, and make a difference. Everybody gather round, together as one. Yeah, together as one. Everybody gather round, together as one. Yeah, together as one. Everybody gather round, together as one. Yeah, together as one. Everybody gather round, together as one. 4D Foundation, together as one. It's your boy King David, Ridgewood, Bushwick, GMS.
Yeah, big talking Brewskies. Marissa Smith is who you see. Water cooler combo in here. Crack a cold one, we're on the air. Big talking Brewskies. Marissa Smith is who you see. Water cooler combo in here. Crack a cold one, we're on the air. Kicking back, having a few beers, we're chatting. Pull up your chair, we're all relaxing. Any subject, we never dismiss. Big talking Brewskies with Marissa Smith. Comedy, sex, relationships, more. Any subject, we got it in store. Big talking Brewskies is coming in live. Crack one open, Marissa has arrived. Big talking Brewskies with Marissa Smith.
Camera today. Hey guys, happy Friday. This is Big Talkin' Brewskies. I'm Marissa Smith. And I've got Rodney Daniels with me.
What's up, guys? Happy Friday. It's Big Talkin' Brewskies time.
And I've got Darren Smith with me.
Woo! Happy Friday, everybody out there listening in.
So, Darren, how was your week?
It's actually been it's been pretty special. I've had a lot of good news. I had a pretty amazing performance out at the Mockingbird where I met you at.
Yeah.
I think 3 weeks ago. So I'm looking forward to being there again Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, tacos for $2 and Tecates in the city. How can you beat it?
Yeah, it's and Todd Modesty is awesome. I've known him for years. It runs a great show. I think that show's been running for I don't know, maybe 8-9 years or something like that.
Oh wow,
10 years.
10 years.
10 years, 2 Tuesdays ago.
Oh wow, so it's been running for 10 years, and it's a great time. And Darren said, it's at the Mockingbird now, and they've got great food, and you should definitely check it out.
I think he actually has me booked in September. October.
Oh no,
One of
Ugg
the
it.
shows, yeah.
Ugg it, everybody.
Yeah.
Ugg it.
yeah.
Hashtag Ugg comedy.
I always wish I could stay out for the after, because I'm sure that the after party is sick, but I gotta get up early, so I'm just I'm
They're
gonna
just
go home,
watching
guys.
wrestling.
Oh, is that it?
I got to go this week. It was a beautiful bar. I had a nice pool table, great people there, and everybody's just circling around one TV watching wrestling. I
Yeah.
was like, this
Yeah,
isn't
what was it,
WWE.
Cherry?
Cherry Tavern.
Yeah, 'cause
shout out to those folks.
I feel like every time I hang out with Todd somewhere in the night, we end up at Cherry's, and I have no idea where it is because I'm always so drunk by the time I get there. And I'm just I have no idea. I'm just I know that I'm at Cherry's, but I have no idea where Cherry's is.
Thank God for Google Maps.
Yeah, right. or Todd just being no, we go this way, and I'm okay. But Rodney, how was your week?
My week was good. I just worked. I was working. I got a new job. So
Congratulations.
yeah, thanks. I finished training and I passed this 50 question test, not multiple choice. They're serious about this shit. How many things are in our top salad? Name all 12. And you're great. Here we go. But yeah, so that was good. And then I had a pretty weird dating experience. I was on Grindr and I was chatting with this guy, and he sent me a picture of his ID, but was information blocked out. And this dude was born in 1997.
What?
I know. I was just fuck. I'm old. 97. I was already a teenager by then, folks. Fuck.
I was in college.
But that makes him 20 for everybody out there listening. Okay.
I was really fucking up with my math. I was like, is that
Wait, is that legal? Right.
America?
Right, America.
Does it even matter?
Yeah. So Marissa, how was your week?
My week was good. Just did a bunch of shows. I did the Pin on Monday, and that was fun. It was an improv show, but they had stand-ups in between. It was called Big Vocab.
Ooh,
and
okay.
so basically they had the audience pick a number from 1 to 100, and then each number represented an SAT word. And so then they the improvers would base their improv off of this SAT word. And then I actually asked...
Give me an example of one of the words.
One of the words was provocative.
Ooh, good choice.
And then my word was compassion. I asked for a word because I'm on Sunday. I'm doing stand-prov at Broadway Comedy Club, and so it's basically it's stand-up, but we're gonna get suggestions from the audience, and then we have to build a set right there based on the word that they give us.
Ooh, that sounds hard but fun at the same time.
Yeah, I was just oh, this is
that's a
going to be
challenge.
awesome, or this is going to be why did I do this?
Right.
But so I just kind of wanted the challenge of getting a word and then trying to use the word.
Okay.
So and then Tuesday I did Grizzly Pear. I did Neruda's show at Grizzly Pear.
Okay.
And
love Neruda.
Neruda's good. Neruda's Neruda.
Yeah.
And so
That's a cool name. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy. He's a cool guy.
He's been on the show before. Neruda's awesome. He runs the Harlem Comedy Festival. And, and I started seeing a new therapist. I got a new therapist.
Okay, so you had the first date with a new therapist. How did that go?
It was good. I like her, So,
Okay.
And I ran,
So you went with a chick this time instead of going with a guy.
Yeah, I did.
Huh.
Yeah. And so, which was funny because on my way to the therapist, I saw Susan Sarandon.
Wow.
Randomly, just New York City, walking on the street.
Yeah, I was just like, I was walking and I was just like, and as she was coming towards me, and I'm like, she looks very familiar. And then as she like started like coming to focus, I was just like, that's Susan Sarandon. And you know, it took me everything to be like, you lost us the election, but you know, I didn't say it.
Wow. Oh, wow. I thought you were going to blame her for the aliens and everything. Wow.
No, I'm blaming her for the election. But yeah, so it was good. It was good. So Darren, hemp or cannabis? Which one?
Hemp or campus?
Cannabis.
Oh, hemp or cannabis? I would say both for me personally. What's the difference?
So
great
for
question.
people that don't know the
Yes.
difference.
This is a great question. This is part of my favorite life research. So the main difference between hemp and cannabis is really just Uncle Reggie that you would get for $5 from any random guy on a corner, and cannabis being that higher grade quality marijuana that has a name normally, like sour, loud, or kush in general. But in difference on the political side of things is that hemp is industrial at this point, and it has been for quite a few years, and it has over 1,000 uses. So it doesn't just get you high, it can also make you money. And if you're paying attention to the stock market, it's a great time to look into that. So shout out to Hemp Inc. because I appreciate what you're doing. Shout out to North Carolina and everybody that's smoking weed.
Oh, yeah.
So now, like, are there differences in the kind of highs that you get, like hemp versus cannabis?
See, that's a really good question. As a person that's been enjoying both of them for quite a while.
Like, I didn't even know, because, like, for me, when I think of hemp, I think of, like, hemp rope and hemp clothes. Like, I don't think of hemp as being smokable. I always kind of thought all of it was cannabis.
Well, in a sense, like humans, right? We all have different derivatives that make us who we are, but we all, in reality, have the same functions and needs. So if you apply that basic knowledge to the plant itself, hemp is more or less a special ed cousin, but it still lives life, it still smiles, and it still can make you happy, just like cannabis.
Okay.
Yeah. Like one of my biggest inspirations is a person with Down syndrome, so I like to think that everyone's very special, and you know, there's no difference between us and most plants around us. So
Right.
you know, we all grow at our own rates, but as far as the effect, if you're rolling it up with seeds, you're probably not going to enjoy it when you smoke the seed, but that's only people that complain a lot every day. A regular smoker like me, it doesn't really fucking matter.
So does, like, hemp have more seeds than cannabis?
Yeah, because that's a real difference. All right, so I didn't break that part down. Is that hemp is mostly male plants, which hold the seeds. A lot of times high grade seeds are grown around male plants. And so in the cultivation, even though I'm not a scientist at this shit, I've been paying attention, you know, they normally separate the female plants from the male plants. And sometimes that's indoor, that's outdoor. But either way, you have your hybrids. And so sometimes you get really high grade quality weed with seeds in it, which is also a blessing because, hey, that's a great strain that you want to grow.
Right. Okay. But, like, for the most part, they kind of have the same effect.
Yeah, I mean, like, I get high and go to sleep no matter what I'm fucking smoking. Like, that's the main shit. It's like, do I want to feel good? Do I want to, like, smile extra? Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, living in New York, it's like a blessing, right? With cannabis, you have some of the best prices that you can have as far as on the streets. It's even better than some of the legal states in the stores and dispensaries that you go to. So, you know, it's kind of a blessing, but you can't find mid-grade anywhere.
I disagree. Only because I lived in Los Angeles for 8 years. So, like, I was actually able to experience, like, real legalization of weed. Go to the store. They weigh it. You get, like,
Shout out to
like,
the commission in New York City.
yeah, it's no, for real. There they have, like, weed happy hour. If you go between, like, 4 and 7, and you'll get, like, an eighth.
America.
And they'll throw, like, an extra joint on there. They'll give you an edible, and they'll give you a free dab of wax. Like,
So the
What's
weed
wax?
man's not doing that every day. That's like a Friday special. He's like, yeah, I'm high, I'm
that's
lit.
what I'm saying. Right, that's what I'm like. Wait
That's
a
a
minute.
great combo though.
No,
like
that-
an eighth
that's-
plus, like
Right, plus a joint, plus an edible.
yeah, that'd be
Wait,
a
what's
hell.
the
So wax is like a concentrated form of THC. It's a liquid form.
Okay.
And now they have them where you're able to do them in like a pen, like the G
Much
pens
more
that you
efficient.
find. They're much more efficient. But when
Okay.
it first started, they would have to like superheat it up with like a blowtorch, and you would hit it.
Looks
through, like,
very
a blow.
dangerous.
Like crack?
It looks like
It's
you're doing
freebasing
crack,
weed technically.
but
It
it's
is
like
freebasing
freebasing
weed.
weed. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, but
Like
you
a
do it with a
liquid
bong
weed.
normally instead of a crack pipe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Like, with crack. That's what I
Hopefully.
say,
There's
like,
people out there still
that's how
mixing.
you say it, like, like-
But yeah, no, but that gets you like extremely high.
that's how Pryor got lit. Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now I also hear that there's like, I guess maybe it's a cannabis or maybe it's a hemp. I'm not really sure because I'm not an aficionado on but that different types of weed like has different effects. So like if you have like, if you get like anxious or whatever, there's one that does one and another. I don't know
It's
what those.
indica and sativa.
Okay.
Those are the two like major strands, and you have hybrids, which like are a little bit of both. So, indicas give you more of like a head high, right? Or is it?
So that's the general conception.
Yeah.
But if you do enough research on the two strands and the hybrids, and in reality, it's just good marketing, because everything is really based upon the individual and their kind of physiological makeup and their psychology. Some people like a placebo in a sense, like if you say that this is going to make you sit down every day and it's going to make you tired. Like I smoke different weeds and it's like I do the same shit. Like,
but that's the whole thing. If you go, have you been to California?
not yet.
When you go, you can you'll try a specific high grade indica, and it'll make you feel a certain type of way. And you try a specific high grade sativa, and that makes you feel a certain like type of way. You can really tell the difference. It's kind of like white liquor and brown liquor. Like it affects you differently.
so
Right.
now
I need to do more research.
the indica,
You sound like you've been researching though. You watch Viceland, huh?
I do. It's like the worst channel to watch because it makes
It
you
is.
use all your drugs in the house, and it's like, this shit's about to end.
Yeah, for people don't know, Viceland is
Shout out
this.
to them. Look
yeah,
at my
it's-
resume, by the way, Vice.
No, for real. It's an awesome channel, but they like are really in support of marijuana legalization. They show like all these like educational videos about like I watched like this one about Colorado, and like people come into Colorado. This like one kid, he had some like rare disease that like messed up his like organs, but like
think
they
he
would
was
be
from
like
New York.
inflamed, right? And then he like moved to Colorado where marijuana is legal, and he's like 14 but able to like smoke marijuana, and it completely made him better.
The only sad part about that whole episode was like him and his family had to isolate themselves from everybody else just so he could live. And he
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
questioning that. And as a young kid, that's a hard thing to like have to decipher. And it's great that he was an example, you know what I'm saying? Because when it comes down to it, the medical industry, the political industry, everybody needs to pay attention to what's working.
Right.
Instead of
Right.
what they're telling us as an example of an
and the
experiment.
the crazy
Yeah.
part was, if he were to go back to like where he was from and they drug tested him, his parents would go to jail for child neglect.
but like, wouldn't he be able to get like a prescription for medical marijuana?
but where he's from, they couldn't ship it to him.
I mean, well, now that California is a completely recreational legal state, yes. But before, no, you would need to be over the age of 18
Oh, okay.
in order to get a prescription.
So now, indica and stevia.
Sativa.
Okay.
Sativa.
Sativa.
The sweetener.
Sativa.
Okay, so indica and sativa. So what's the difference again?
Indicas give you more of a head high. Sativas give you more of like a body high.
So one makes you think a lot, and the other one makes you think about going
Makes
to
you
sleep.
more like relaxed.
Oh,
Like a
okay.
sativa makes you more like relaxed, and indica makes you like more like conscious.
A little bit of both.
Yeah, I like both.
Thank you, Uncle Reggie. We still love you. Come back and check us out.
So,
So you don't enjoy marijuana because you
I
seem
don't know
so
any-
lost over it.
yeah, I
Like,
don't.
She
Can
smoked
I make
like
a
once in her
suggestion?
life.
Lose the therapist and get marijuana. Like you'll talk to yourself and have a lot better conversations.
I already talked to myself. But no, like the last time I smoked was like literally like 9/11 because I thought the world was ending. Like, it's like
Thank you,
I
CIA.
don't. Yeah, like I don't do because like I get very anxious and paranoid, and so like I remember in college my roommates they got me I don't know something. I can't remember the name of it or whatever, but it was supposed to be like albino weed or something like that. It was
Damn. White rhino.
oh, probably. But like it was just like, and so like they all pulled their money together and it was supposed to be real expensive, and they're like, no, it's like, you know, like this is like your 19th birthday or last year of your teens, like we're gonna like live it up. And I was like, okay. And so like I took like 2 hits of it, and then I went to the cafeteria for lunch, and I went to a real small college, so everybody was just like, hey, Maris, happy birthday, where's the party? I'm like, how does everybody know it's my birthday? Like, you know, and it was just like getting real, and like,
We all know.
But okay, but that's that's the thing.
Wait, you born
Right.
on 9/11?
No,
no. Thank you. I like him.
No, that's the thing though, is that like people like you know when you first start drinking, like the first like couple of times you drink, even just like a beer kind of fucks you up just for
Yeah.
no reason. The same way with marijuana. If you were to actually sat and smoked a blunt and like woke up the next day and smoked another blunt, you would be able to kind of handle it. It doesn't make
Your
you like
tolerance goes
freak
up
out. Your
and down
tolerance goes
daily.
up. So like that whole paranoid, like when you first like did it for the first time, that feeling will go away, and then you'll start to just feel more relaxed, less anxious, and calm.
I don't know. I locked myself in the closet on
he's-
my own birthday.
Yo, Rodney just spitting facts out there. Dr. Rodney.
Yeah, it was bad. Like
You
I
say
miss
that
my
now,
own-
but that's because you haven't really tried it.
I
Maybe
just
we should
know,
smoke
like,
a blunt after the show.
No.
I got a comedy show to kick off.
It's like no.
No. Yeah, like, because like I literally I literally put myself in my own closet for my birthday, and like people came into my room to wish me happy birthday while I'm in my closet with a blanket and my pillow, like just one at a time to my roommate.
Pope visit.
Like,
Right?
just like-
It's Marissa.
It's just
What
like-
happened to her? She hit some marijuana.
it's just like, and I was like, never again.
Wow, that's
Never-
a hell of a birthday.
And
I hope
then
the next year was like way fucking amazing. Like that sounds pretty traumatic.
I just drank a lot the next year, but like I did. What did I do the next year? I did a power hour, but I did 20 shots. No, 21 because I was turning 20, so I did 21.
Wow.
Did you think about big talking
So
brewskis
for-
back then?
No, but I've always been into beer.
A
for
power
people-
hour is when you take.
So if people that don't know what a power hour is, you take 1 shot of beer every minute for an hour.
America.
Yeah, but I mean, I've done it. That's used to be like how I'd kick off my weekend. Was like I'd do a power hour before I went out. It turns out to be about 3 beers an hour.
Which is not that
It's
crazy.
not really crazy, but
I
like
can
you
chug
keep an
two right
alarm,
now.
like you keep a clock in front of you. You pour a shot of beer, and then like every time the minute changes, you take another shot. But that you just get real fucked up in an hour.
Yeah, that's
That's
lot of
only an
organization,
hour.
Too. Like,
You can't dedicate yourself for an hour.
That's like 1 hour.
how do you talk to people while you're doing that?
You're all
You're all
sitting
just
around
sitting
just waiting, looking
drinking.
at the clock.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
wait
it's
a
like
minute.
pretty much like shot, and then it's like haha.
Yeah.
No, like you're still drinking the
Do you
beer.
have a side beer like while you're doing this?
Uh,
It's like beer pong. You drink on the side while you're playing.
I probably would because I'm an alcoholic. So
beer pong. I don't
Shit.
see. Like I don't like beer pong either because that ball
What?
is so nasty.
That's- see,
How are
she's
you
thinking
like
about the-
beer and not like beer pong?
Because the ball is gross. It's like you
if you
just
think about it,
basically-
the ball is kind of gross though.
But you could use water.
How?
Like-
Oh, the water's
That's what
disinfecting.
grown-ups
When
do.
you dunk it into the
When you're
water,
in college.
the water's not disinfecting.
You're not
shit.
drinking the water though.
But the ball is still dirty once you put it in the water. Like as soon as you put the dirty ball in the water, the
So
water's
you're
dirty.
a germaphobe too.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, majorly.
Okay,
I mean,
alright.
but you know, if you're outside playing beer pong like in California, the ball's hitting dirt
Just
and
fucking
shit.
use hand sanitizer. Like when you come on.
And then it goes into the beer, and I'm supposed to now drink like ball.
Yeah,
beer
see,
it's
y'all are
sanitizer.
mixing
That's it.
beer cup and water cup. I think.
No, because there's a water cup on the side that you dump the ball,
No,
dump
but
the
you
ball
can
in to clean it off, right?
alternate water in the cups that you're shooting into. That way you don't have to worry about the whole germaphobe thing. That's what we did at Empire State Music Festival 3 weeks ago.
Oh, so it's like water in the cups, and then you just drink a
Drink
beer.
your own-
from whatever
okay.
vessel you want that's safe.
Oh,
All
okay,
right.
that's not
Because
real
that's
beer
not
pong
how
then.
we played, though.
No, they
Because
pour. You're supposed to like pour the beer in the
The
in the
cups.
cups.
And
Y'all
then
saying
when
it
you
like
drink
there's rules.
The cup.
Okay.
Well, that's just how. Well, back in the day when we played the beer pong, that's how we played it. So, are you originally from New York?
No, I'm actually from North Carolina. Shout out to Charlotte. Shout out to
Okay,
Brooklyn.
awesome. Carolina's in the
Number
house. I used to live in South Carolina.
Yeah, I'm from there too, kind of.
Yeah,
What part?
Charleston.
Oh, I got cousins down on Tougaloo Road
Okay.
and Chicken, Hollywood. You know that section?
Yeah, Hollywood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like when you're in Charleston, like you're here in Hollywood. It's like, whoa, something special's about to happen. But no, you just find
it's,
Piggly
it's
Wiggly.
not. It's just the country.
It's like Piggly Wiggly. I'm a all-American blend of Native American, African American, and I guess you can call it white. Yeah, my dad's half Indian, and you are nice. What tribe? Oh, let's
No,
do an
that's
ancestry
okay.
later. Yeah, let's do that.
So
Let's do DNA
what
swaps.
tribes are you?
Technically, I'm Lumbee, which is the biggest tribe in the state of North Carolina, but that's composed of at least 3 tribes: Choctaw, Croatan, Seminole. So there's probably 4, and we were the first English-speaking tribe to be found, I guess, because we had. Story goes that the lost colony that made it to America landed in our region between Virginia and North Carolina and settled in with the Indians and the free slaves that were mixing, and that's why everybody in Robeson County looks like us plus a few extra white folks. So,
Right.
Okay.
but it's a beautiful tribe.
I'm like part Blackfoot and
What? You want to fight later? Joking. You look like you get reparations.
Wait, do you?
Nah, man, that's the fucked up shit. Like, and when it comes down to it, like, our tribal leadership could be better and make it more accessible for people to get the benefits that are accessible. Since I'm a quarter, I would be entitled to being a member of the state tribe. But we don't get any federal benefits because you know how us as African Americans, we have the 1-drop blood quantum.
Right.
So for Native Americans, you have to have at least an 1/8 of the blood quantum. So I fall in that spectrum, but yeah, I mean.
Because I have an ex-boyfriend in Wisconsin. I forget what tribe he's like part of, but he gets like $2,000 a month.
Yeah, it's some idiots out there that just lose out on free money. I met a Cherokee one time that didn't file his papers for free $20,000. I was like, you're working at a Boy Scout camp right now. Like, what the fuck are you thinking?
Yeah, no,
like,
he gets his money.
$20,000. I'm like, yo,
Yeah,
you're
no,
19.
his-
That fucking
his
changes
is
your
like,
life.
Wait, he got it when he was like 20, and it was like $2,000 a month for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Just
Shout out to the government for fucking with the other tribes. Nah, they still are people. You know, we all cousins.
So, how do you like New York compared to Carolinas?
Well, actually, it's I never wanted to be in New York. It was a lot of heart tears and I guess U-turns in the brains. But since I got here, I really enjoyed what I was doing. I needed a change of scenery. I got here and was working with Hurricane Sandy survivors. So every day was meaningful.
Talk more into Mike.
Everything was meaningful. Every day was an adventure in solving a problem to help someone's life. So I really got involved in that, and in that time I was allowed space to develop my own self as an artist. I was teaching myself music before I left North Carolina, and I was always a writer. So I just wanted to see what New York had, because everybody's like, yo, you got to go to New York to make it. And I was like, fuck that. I can do everything back at home in North Carolina. Like,
Right.
but, you know, life takes you on a journey, and I'm here. I came back.
So you've been here since Sandy?
I came up a year later. So I came up November 1st to be exact. And I worked with Friends of Rockaway out in the Rockaway. Shout out to St. Bernard Project and all the work they've done across the nation. Hopefully they'll be making it to the Harvey and Irma survivors and impacted individuals for any other storm in the future. But yeah, it's been a blessing to be here. I've really kind of got to know the community in a sense, and it's the first time I've ever lived by a beach. So like being from Charlotte, North Carolina, and living in the mountains, like living by a beach is a fucking dream. Like it sucks going everywhere else away from Rockaway, but fuck.
I was gonna say, wow, so you live by Rockaway? That's like a minute.
Yeah. Everyone's like, how do you do it? Like, yeah, I have to leave, like, to do shit. Like,
It's like I
It's
have
just-
to. That's how I do it.
yeah. It's like, I'll teleport one day, but they haven't made that yet.
Yeah, but I could imagine that was probably real nice. Like when it's like nice outside all the summertime, it's like
Definitely. I mean, you can't beat it, and I mean, a lot of people out there, they liken it to the Hamptons, which I've never seen before. So when you hear shit like that and see the lack of appreciation for it, it makes a person that's an outsider really enjoy it more, because it's like, wow, you can't get this everywhere. I've been to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and other beaches,
been to
and it's
Myrtle
like,
Beach.
fuck Myrtle Beach. Like, everyone loves it, but fuck Myrtle Beach. Rockaway. Go to Rockaway Park. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, it's awesome, and I think the culture is really developing. You know, any impacted community by storms or any kind of major impact, it takes a long time for that recovery process, and the psychologies are starting to change. You see people enjoying being outside more and talking to each other, which is, it's simple, but it's big for a community like that that's been divided for a lot of its history.
Right. So Darren, what are your thoughts on fashion?
Oh, I like to say fuck fashion most days. It's mostly because I'm a Christian, I guess, and I always like to take the principles of come as you are, no matter where I go, and that doesn't really work in New York. And the universe has given me quite a few bits of advice from family members and friends. And I mean, I've had one friend. He asked me just randomly. He's like, "Yo, Darren," and I've known him for 12 years, so like, as long as he's known me, I've been dressing the same way. But like at this point in time, now that we're grown ups in New York, he's like, "Has anybody ever told you look a little bummy?" I was like, "Nah, but thank you." I was like, I don't know if that's a compliment that I should be upset about or what, but yeah, like I've been roasted by a few people, and I realized that since I'm in New York, I was like, all these things I'm saying I'm going to do, I realized that there's a certain look that has to be attached to it. And I normally say, fuck your psychology. I don't give a fuck what you think. But, you know, if your perception of me is based upon my looks, the reality settles in between both of us. And sometimes people treat you negatively based upon your looks. And I like to think that I'm a good person. I don't need that. You know what I'm saying? I normally ignore it, but I know in the fields that I want to grow in, looks are kind of important.
Now you're wearing stones. What do they mean?
So each stone, it really reduces down to energy. I like to, no matter what my religious perspective is, I like to think that energy is infinite. It's definite.
Definitely.
And some of the stones I wear, they have, you know, different properties that you could say. So some stones, like the one I'm wearing, this is a quartz.
Yeah.
It's pretty common. Most people see it, but they don't realize this is the most abundant thing on Earth. And most of our technologies have it involved in it. Most of the things that we touch on a daily basis, like glass, is made from elements of the same thing. And so, in a sense, I like to store information and energy, and I like to think they help out.
And was that an amethyst?
This is an amethyst, yes.
And so what does the amethyst do?
Amethyst is attached to your crown and your third eye chakra, so that's good for mental flexibility. It's good for I mean, the color purple often associates to royalty. It often has a certain divination for, like I said, mental clarity, mental flexibility. So that goes into the psyche of people and how do you break down other people's psyches and build up your own defenses. But one thing about it, too, that's like a mythology thing, goes back to the Greek days, maybe beyond, is that it's a stone for sobering. So like kings back in the day used to make chalices out of amethyst so that they can drink and still be conscious in the whole event of whatever's going on.
Oh, wow.
And then is that an emerald?
Yeah, emerald's my birthstone, technically. And,
May what?
May 27th.
May 1st.
What? Because I might have to bring you an emerald one day. I want to be likened as the emerald.
You're not a Taurus, though, right?
I'm a Gemini.
Gemini, yeah. Okay.
I'm a double Gemini, whatever that means. It's like, people are always like, you don't act like a Gemini. I was like, you've only asked me 2 questions, so whatever that means. Okay.
Right.
Well, you answered like one person, I think is what they're saying.
But how do you answer one question like 2 people?
Ask a Gemini.
Only comedians can do that. Yes, no,
maybe. But I don't know, because like I understand your thought about fashion and how people get very judgmental about people's appearance, but I also I'm very big into fashion, and not today, but most days.
Still cute, girl. I see you out here.
But I kind of look at fashion as being like another artistic outlet.
Yeah.
You know, it's like kind of like how we write a joke or you draw a cartoon or you sing a song. It's like this is another like form of expression. Yeah.
And I can appreciate that. And when it comes down to a part of my, I guess, philosophy for fashion, it's a little tainted in a sense because last year I had the experience for working for somebody who you can call him a celebrity stylist. He's worked with many artists and high-standing figures. And one day he invited me to an award ceremony where he was receiving an award for his excellence in fashion.
Okay.
And so at this point, I'm like his project manager. Fuck you, Ty. But but either way, like he sends me to Old Navy to get some pants for him. And I was like, you're getting a fashion award tonight, like excellence in fashion, but you're sending me to Old Navy to get your pants for tonight. So it was like, I was being an American, I guess, and being very judgmental. I was like, fashion must not mean that much if you're going to Old Navy for this special occasion that's commemorating all your great expressions of fashion. Like, and he was a gay dude too, so I was like, I thought they had more pride in how they look. And then his fucking card got fucking declined after I waited in fucking Old Navy.
That's why he was going to Old Navy.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if his card was going to go through, he would have gone to Prada. But
fashion savvy, you would at least went to Crossroads. Get something like
sometimes
slightly used is better than Old Navy. I feel like
he could have found thrift shop pants better than those. I think.
Yeah.
Like, and he had me sending pictures, and I'm like in the store taking pictures of
You're
pants. I was
taking
like,
pictures
how
of Old
weird
Navy
is this to
fucking
everybody?
pants?
Yeah,
But like Old Navy, The Gap, and Banana Republic are all the same company.
They are. I used
So,
to work
like,
for Banana.
I used to work for The Gap. So like, but I also kind of feel like with men, like you can get away with a lot more.
But
we say that about y'all all the time. Y'all can wear $5 shirts every day, and no one gives a fuck. Like,
But working for the company,
Hello.
though, you knew that Old Navy was like the stepsister. Like, that's like where all of our clothes go after they get rejected.
No, that's the outlet. Old Navy outlet is the stepsister.
Right. It's still Old
That's
Navy's
where all
still
the-
like.
That's where the rejects
That's
go.
like, but like, it's like if you can't get Banana Republic, which is like the high end, and you can't get the Gap, then you end up at Old Navy.
But I definitely would go to TJ Maxx before I would
I would
go
to Old Navy.
what
Right.
about Marshalls?
Or Burlington?
No, you can go to Marshalls.
They dropped the Coat Factory.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was
It's just-
confusing
it's
niggas for
just
years. They was
Burlington.
like, what,
Like-
coats? I can't buy
Right,
shoes. and
right.
pants there.
You
can't have
you don't
pants there."
understand. They have everything.
I was like, what was fucking up their marketing all these years? I
For
swear to God, they had
real.
all kinds of commercials.
But
Like,
Yeah.
no, they. Right
Yeah.
now they don't have coats. Right.
Yeah.
but they be the same color though, same size.
Yeah.
Consistency is key.
All silver puffies in triple XL.
And you see somebody outside the store with it, and he's like, he's had this jacket for years. He's like, yo, why they giving us retro shit?
So Darren, what are your thoughts on egalitarianism?
Illegal what?
Well, actually, like it's basically equalitarianism.
Oh,
but
egalitarianism?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. For those who don't know what egalitarianism, that's an equal exchange of energy, information, and I guess roles and responsibilities in a relationship, mostly between, in a traditional Parsons model, a male and a female, but you can obviously apply that to whatever gender relationship you're in. No, but egalitarian, you should be giving and receiving in that whole exchange, hopefully, on a mutual level. But yeah, like I had a workplace wife, right? And this is where this all came up as far as my idea. And she was awesome, I was fingering her one day, and I had to think about this shit. I was like, wait, she's getting married in 5 months.
Oh.
Which was beautiful. I loved it. She was amazing. She was there for me. But yeah, it was crazy because like this is like 2 weeks into really getting engaged with her on that level, and it was like her fiance already knows my name and all this other shit. And it's like when she breaks down the psychology behind why they're so open in their communication, it was like it was an egalitarian exchange. If he's allowed to still see his ex, she can be free and enjoy herself up until they jump the broom. And I was like, I respect it. I was like, enjoy your freedom. That's what I'm here for. I've been suffering from side nigga syndrome since '87. So shout out to OPP. Thank you. You know me.
So now, did he know about you? Were they in an open
He knew my
relationship?
name. They were getting married in 5 months.
But like,
at that point,
when you say like a work wife, like that you guys work together.
yeah, you've never had a workplace husband.
Not that I hooked up with.
Y'all just like went to lunch and shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like, you know, but like not that
I'm just telling the truth because I'm gonna run for the presidency one day. I don't want her to bring that shit up on me in the future.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to run for president one day?
Fuck yeah, why not? If Trump did it, why can't I?
No, this is true.
That's very true.
And we already know he's more educated than Trump.
Ooh,
Right,
say that
that
again. My mama, she might appreciate that one. Say that shit again.
He is definitely more educated than Trump.
Say that shit again, Rodney. Thank you, brother. Like, I'm gonna swear to God, I'm gonna be good for the rest of the year.
But yeah, no, like I've might have the only thing close that I've come to like hooking up with like somebody that I've worked with, it's like hooking up with comics. But like as far as like my day job that I'm like making like my living at, like no, I've never like hooked up with anybody that I've worked with because you just don't shit where you eat.
I have definitely sucked Buster's dicks in the bathroom. Like, yeah.
You gotta live life once,
You
right?
know, YOLO.
But I mean, if you're gonna suck a dick, shouldn't you be?
Busters, bus boys, dishwashers.
I don't know. If you're gonna suck a dick,
You're like
shouldn't
the
you
best
suck it up?
manager for those guys. He's like, hey, he's gonna let me come in late and give me a blowjob when I get there. Wow, we love Rodney. You're gonna get manager of the month.
But when you want to suck up,
I mean,
That's what everybody else is doing. He's setting a new trend.
Exactly. You know, like, no.
But Buster might be that next actor dude who like does something special with
Well,
his
no,
life.
because then they got something on me. I sucked up the manager. Like, right. Then they have, you know, like
yeah,
that.
but then you
to
got
hold
something
that
on the
above me.
manager.
Kind of true. I don't know, but managers aren't usually as hot as like, you know, bus boys.
Yeah, managers been eating a lot of fast food.
Yeah,
they grew up on
managers
the
are
chain.
usually
That's how
like,
they got
right.
there.
They're the
I'm
ones
just-
that been working here for years and shit.
every 25 pounds raises my salary.
Right.
They get like
The bus
performance
boys and the
enhanced.
dishwashers like fresh off the boat, African.
Wow, America.
America.
So now, like, do you normally have like a work wife, or was this like a one-off situation?
That's a good question.
I try to ask them.
Yeah, you're really good at it. I don't really get questions. I'm more like the questionnaire. But I would say I've had a pattern of workplace wives and kind of, yeah, like I said, I've had side nigga syndrome for a long time. So, like, that shit started before I could even read, really. So, you know.
Damn.
Like, what?
I mean, I remember the first grandma I was stealing
first
from.
grade.
Like my first kindergarten. Like, well, I went to 5 kindergartens, believe it or not. But I had this one kindergarten teacher who used to babysit me because I was lucky somehow, and she used to make me grilled cheeses and watch American Ninja with me. But her grandson hated me because he could never be in that spot, and it was like every day he knew I was going to his grandma's house, and I'm like a little kid, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, yeah, that's where I'm supposed to go. Like. But that's where it all started, I think. Like, I really loved her. I don't even remember her name, but I miss the grilled cheeses.
What makes you prefer to be the side than the main?
Ooh, that's where my psychology, I haven't, you know, it's not like I always wanted to be in that situation. Some girls was like, yeah, that's worth it. But a lot of the situations I just found myself in was just like, hey, I don't mind waiting. I can be patient. I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, it hasn't always been great. But, you know, those have been my muses that have got my creative juices flowing. So, you know, one way or the other, there was something beneficial that came out of it, no matter if it was intimacy or creativity.
Now, do you feel like you get the same sort of creative fluidness when you're like with someone?
That's a good question because I haven't had that many relationships as far as like long-term relationships. And I had told this girl I'm seeing about this with my ex. Like, my ex was really stifling. It's like, we can be in bed and have sex all day, but, like, yo, let me get, like, 10 minutes to play guitar or something, like. And, like, you know, she would not allow for that space, and, like, I could never really. Yeah, you would think that a girl would, like, hey.
That's like the hottest thing. Get out the bed and then start playing guitar naked.
Well, normally
Like,
That's what I thought, too. So, ladies, you know, I'm still kind of, you know, whatever. But,
usually the guitar playing leads to the bed.
right,
but-
for real. Do it
Nah.
for like an hour. I'm going to rest and watch you.
not when you're in a relationship, nah. It's just jump to the business and then whatever happens.
No, like my
food,
ex used
whatever
to
That's
play
hard. No,
guitar. The only problem I had is he also played a banjo, and that dries your tang up like nothing. It's like, oh my god. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
But if he played the guitar, I was fine with it. He'd play the piano, I'd listen. I was fine with that. But then he'd bust out that banjo, and I'm like, I'm gonna go get us coffee. I'll be right back.
The banjo.
It's like
What?
no. It's like I always thought to myself, like, how in my life did I end up with someone that plays the fucking banjo?
I think it was kind of good that she didn't give me that space because most of the songs that I had written that I could play, they weren't about her. So like I could never sing a song about, I could never really sing a song in front of her anyway. Like not that I was singing at that point.
But then I feel like if a person is like not into you, when you're a creative person, like they're not into like that process and like seeing you do that, then like I don't know, they're not really for you on like a certain level.
Yeah, she was supportive in a lot of ways, but like in that intimate setting, she just couldn't get her mind off the D, I guess is the best way to put it. Like she was enjoying
Put
herself.
it down like that, huh?
America. My mom always said I should have gotten to porn, so my whole life.
I had like one ex that he was doing a show, and he was a comic, but he also sang and he played piano and he played the guitar, and so he was just like, oh, I wrote this song for you, and like he was producing a show, and he's just like like I'm gonna open the show up with this song or whatever, and so like I really started listening to the song, and it was like, this song is not about me. Like all the shit that about in the song that was like things that I like did, or things that like places we had gone, or like things that had happened. None of this shit happened with me, and so like I was just like, oh, so he like recycled a love song, and then he was just like,
that wasn't creative.
No. Like, right. It was just like, yeah, for the first bitch, but like but like I was just like, yeah, so like, and then I asked him, because I wanted to confirm, because I was just like, all right, I'm listening to this. No, we never walked down the Santa Monica Pier. No.
It's very specific.
Right.
Walking down the street.
And I was just like, no, I never made you a cake. Like,
what? You never made him a cake? See, like, that's why you didn't get a song written.
Like, I apparently.
Do you make cakes? Right.
No.
You don't make cakes. Okay. I'm sorry.
But, and then I was just like, okay. And so I was like, oh, something, honey, that was a great song. Do you have the lyrics? Can you print out the lyrics? Because then I was just going to be like, highlight, like, never been here, never did this, never did that. Who's this bitch? Like, you know what I mean? But then he was like, oh, no. And I was just like, I was just like, no, like, this is not my song. Like, I knew it wasn't my song.
Did he tell you this was his song? Your song?
Yeah, he told me that he wrote the
Fuck
song
this
for
guy.
me.
I fucking hate this guy now. What's his name?
Yeah, that's off camera.
Yeah.
Off camera.
That's off camera.
Don't worry, we're gonna, we're not gonna talk about it on the air.
This is right.
Yeah.
Is
But
this the last one that's like now walking guys on leashes, or before
no,
that?
this is before.
Oh, the other
This
one.
is like
The Matrix
3
shifts.
before.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah. No, the last one is like, now walks men on leashes. But yeah,
he's straight.
Well, I mean,
walking
it was
straight guys on
allegedly for
leashes.
comedy, but the video says nice lesbian couple walks their bitch. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you saw that?
I saw.
This is YouTubeable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Uh,
Instagrammable.
Yeah. You can find it. It's out
Yeah,
there.
it's out there.
Not that I want to see it. It's just I want everybody
it's
else
fine.
to look it up because
Yeah,
this dude
right,
needs to be
'cause-
like pointed at.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
fuck you.
Well, it's funny. I forgot to talk about that for my week. So like I have
Oh.
like been getting like emails because he's like doing a mic now, and I guess I'm on his email list. And so like the first time I was just like, oh well, he's starting a mic. I guess I'm on his list. I'm just gonna let it sit for a week. But if I can't keep getting emails from him. And so then the next week I got another email, and I was just like I literally like 10 minutes later I was just like, hey, I still have my show. I can't do your mic. I'm never going to this mic. Can you please take me off this list? And so he didn't reply back, but then this week I didn't get an email, so I was just like,
good.
okay.
Good. Finally.
Yeah.
Fuck his mic.
Yeah.
You can send me that email, but fuck him.
Yeah,
Make
definitely.
Sure I find out who he is and target him for no reason.
Yeah, and definitely not going to his mic. I don't even understand why he put me on the list, but whatever.
He probably just forgot like you were on his email list.
He's still holding on. He remembers the good times.
Oh,
He
I
might Facebook stalk you still. You guys
no,
still
I
friends on
unfriended
Facebook?
him on Facebook.
Unfriended, damn.
That doesn't really stop the stalking, I don't think.
I unfriended him on Facebook. I don't think he cares. I think he likes blocking men on leashes now. So now, Darren,
Kinky stuff.
what are your thoughts on the COA 28?
Oh, so Creatives of America? That's a nonprofit that I started with Love McNeil L. 2016, I want to say. And so we're preparing for our next animation festival coming up at Georgia Technical Piedmont College, April 6th and 7th, 2018. Last year was pretty amazing. We had some animators from Archer there, and also Dewad, and I fuck up his last name, but it's the brother man who invented Brother Man, the comics.
Oh, okay.
And he's the forward-thinking and the founding father of, I guess, the Black hero movement. And he was actually an illustrator and animator on Rugrats. So this was like a 9-month project that, thank God, it started from a Facebook post sharing and led to a phone conversation and just an idea that came about. And yeah, we're really excited about that. And, I wish that, in our expansion and our growth that we can impact a lot of people, no matter if they're younger folks or older folks, no matter what their abilities were as far as creative expression, because it goes beyond that. My whole mission with it is to allow for people to have space to develop as artists, be able to potentially institutionalize the process of giving them a space to develop, giving them a space to teach, and giving them a place to produce their own shows and be able to sell their own merchandise, but also connect them to social services and potential job opportunities where they can help out the communities that they're in. And, it's still a big idea that I have to write down in a lot of different ways, but I think it would help out people like my boy TK out there, TK47. I'm not sure if you heard about him. He's a rapper. He's 17. Okay. And I'm 30 now, so I normally...
that was a good year.
Yeah, it's a blessing,
It was a very good year.
Like 2 years ago, I looked 40. Now I look 24, so like, hey, fucking life changes. But he's an interesting case, and the older I get, the more tolerable my music choices get, so I don't mind listening to some of the young guys, and he calls himself a rugrat. But if you haven't heard the song, it's pretty fucking dope. And he's blowing up right now in the midst of him having assault charges and potentially 2 murder cases pending on him. And, if he had the right kind of instruction and potentially social services to help out his family, he wouldn't be risking his life potentially murdering people and robbing people to get good news.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Right.
But yeah, it's a great song. Check out The Race. He's fucking got his own wanted poster in the video, and it blows my mind because he left Texas and came to New Jersey to shoot the video, which all that scenario is still pending in the legal system. Allegedly. But yeah, it was fucking, he's a great kid. I hope he he grows from this, but hopefully in my mission, we get to save people from going through some of the hardships that he's going through.
So now you just dropped an entire information bomb on this kid. So we're just gonna
stones.
So I'm just gonna yeah. I just need to back it up and rewind a second. So TK, he's 17. He's
17
an artist.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Texas.
He's the real king of the hill. He's from Arlington, Texas.
Okay. Yeah. He's from okay. And so now, how did you become involved with him and his music?
I'm just a fan at this point. And
okay.
I'm like one of those tragic, sad fans because a young person, younger than me, introduced me to his music. And I was like, damn, this is dope. But he was like, yo, this is the realest nigga out there. And a lot of times as artists and hip hop fans and, I think just in general, we like to romanticize the authenticity of the character and the story that's being portrayed in the art. And, when it comes down to it, you got the whole social media world and everybody else judging this kid based upon circumstances they don't know that led to him taking these desperate actions. I don't care who you are. If you're killing somebody, that's somewhat of a desperate measure. And allegedly he killed these folks, but he's definitely got a pattern of violence. And, he just needs somebody to talk to and probably a good meal that would drive him from not being violent towards others. And working in politics, I know that the Republicans, you bitch-ass niggas, they like to take away funding from public services, and one of their plans to the Pledge to America was to take away 30% of funding from public education.
Right.
Starting with K through 12 and taking away free food and free lunch. And when I listen to this young man's music, he ain't talking about driving big cars and using drugs and shit like that. He talking about robbing people's shit that he does every day. But when you hear him talk about his desires, he just wants to eat good noodles every day with his niggas.
Right.
And
It's
it's
just
like
basic things.
basic shit that's driving him to do extreme shit. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I would hate to see more people fall under that geist, because it's too many people who are artists that get these great platforms that influence people, not necessarily directly. They know what they're doing. They know the contracts that are holding them accountable to what they produce. So you can't really blame the artist at all times. But when it comes down to it, like, everybody that's receiving and consuming this information, this art, they can't always decipher what's going on. And with the young minds that we have, we already, as minorities, as colored people in this society, we already have everybody working against us, talking about us and everything else. So like, if we can do something to help each other out, you know, that's the kind of person I want to be. And that's the kind of things that I want to be a part of, and the things I want to grow is hopefully making a positive impact instead of like hurting somebody and making them feel less than what they are. Because I like to think we're all kings and queens no matter where we come from.
Right. Wow. And so now the COA,
Creatives of America.
Creatives of America. Mm-hmm. Now they this is something that you've set up, and like what sort of I guess benefits or things are you trying to help creative types achieve?
Well, to a certain degree, where we started off at was the animation festival, and that was kind of a personal gift from me to my best friend. My best friend Chris Wilson, Mr. Wilson on Facebook, he's a self-taught artist and a self-taught animator. And I told him, in the midst of our developing our own company, SUG Tunes Stand Up Guys Productions, shout out to those folks, in the midst of us developing that, you know, I told him, I was like, you know, we can produce stuff and get it on Facebook and get it on YouTube and get likes and get views, but that doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. It's a great place for us to start. But when it comes down to it, in order for us to grow, we have to get to these platforms where we become publicized and have critical acclaim to whatever degree. And so one day I was just spamming like a motherfucker on Facebook. Thank you for not kicking me off yet, bitches.
Yeah.
But yeah, like,
they're
I was
too busy helping Russia.
Hopefully, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we can talk about all that shit later. But yeah, when it comes down to it, Love McNeil L, my homegirl who I haven't even met yet, she saw her shit that I posted somewhere, and she reached out to Chris, and then we had a conversation, and she's in school. She's at Georgia Technical Piedmont College, and I was like, yo, too much makes sense right now. I was like, we're doing this. You're a filmmaker. You want to grow yourself. You want to create platforms. You want to produce and help others, you know, grow their and elevate their art. I was like, let's start off with this animation festival, because I was like, I'm pretty positive there's a professor on campus that you can talk to about this.
Right.
And so that really just, once we had that conversation, everything got started. But, you know, we've had one international animator, and no matter the significance of the moment, right, in theory, having one international animator be a part of this first time animation festival is big for me, because I was like, that doesn't happen every day.
Right.
But for two, it shows that, you know, we want to create platforms not only for us here, we can potentially grow this. And that was a great sign for me. And when it comes down to it, we want to give anybody a platform that wants to express themselves. And, you know, my thing as a sociologist is I want to use the system better, because I see how other people are using the system. I see how other cultures and other dynamic groups are benefiting from what's here for everybody, but they know about it. And right. I want to be that person that disseminates more information than anything.
Because you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
And a lot of us from the South, we're not exposed to the ideas and opportunities of starting a nonprofit and the benefits of how that can help your community and culture. And I want to give a shout out to Brooklyn Wildlife, because that's a group that I've seen in New York that inspires me. They've given me a platform. And Christoph Carr, black sociologist, I salute him, because he's a person I want to sit down so I can learn how to grow. You know what I'm saying? Because what I can do here, I can do in 3 other places. That's how I look at it. And I'm already thinking beyond that, because I want the whole Eastern Shoreboard. Like, I got to be a president one day. So, you know what I'm saying? You got to do what you got to do. Grassroots. And I already run that. I already know that game.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Shout out to Obama, 2012 Sandhills. I worked for Obama in 2012, and that was like my second professional political experience.
Okay, cool. So now, when is your festival?
April 6th and 7th. So it's a 2-day festival. This year we're growing from 1 to 2, 2018. So that's next year. So this year we're involving the Mosaic Film Festival, which was creation by the Georgia Technical Piedmont College after we did our festival. They did it separate, but they asked us to be a part of it, so we're going to unite the two forces and expand it from just animation and illustration to animation, illustration, and now filmmaking. But with my foresight, I would like to include music because there's space for it there. And I'm always thinking about growth and expansion because I don't want to just have a festival today. I want to have a festival every day. Like,
Right.
Wow.
So it's going to be in April.
in Clarkton, Georgia. So I know most of y'all won't be there, but we'll be sharing. Hopefully you'll give me your email address so I can get you a newsletter and shit like that.
And where can people find this on social media?
So Facebook, if you want to follow me in my movements, you can start off with Darren D. Smith, aka Perfect Storm 27 on Facebook. That'll attach you to Creatives of America, which is on Facebook. That'll attach you to hashtag SUG Tunes, which is on Facebook. Most of our animations as far as SUG Tunes is everywhere at this point: Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. We gotta get our Vimeo up because I heard that's the shit. So we gotta grow up. We start where we at, but yeah, Creatives of America. It's me and one other person I haven't met yet. So like when it comes down to it, we both got lives that really get, life throws curveballs at you, but
Right.
we're still swinging, and we know we got one ball to hit no matter what's being thrown at us. So we're just keeping focus and growing every day.
Now, do you animate as well, or this was just something that your friend did that you're trying to help him?
So when it comes down to it, I don't practice animation at this point. I do have the software. I have practice to a certain degree, but I mostly focus on business development of the company at this point. I also do a lot of still life photography, which gets incorporated either as settings or different pieces of animations. So I have a few other functionalities besides writing, but mostly I do a lot of our marketing. So when it comes down to it, since we're self-taught at everything, we can't really hold ourselves to a certain structure at this point.
Right.
But as we're growing, my best friend, he's way more efficient than he's ever been. So like now I can actually sit down and direct him on a concept where it doesn't take him 2-3 weeks to learn the process.
Right.
And I think that's where we've finally gotten to the point where it's like now we can really collaborate no matter what the distance or time frame, because he fortunately had his third child. Shout out to Ava and Eli and Lyndon. I love y'all. But yeah, so now he's a house dad, and it's crazy. I'm like au pair at this point. So like we're both kind of like having this maximum time where we can focus on our company and really build the brand. So follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube. We appreciate you. We're very active. We're engaging every day and hopefully producing content that you can appreciate.
And what's the Instagram page that they can?
Instagram, you can find us at Stand Up Guy Productions. And if you look for me on Instagram, I'm Sick Fat Tight. That's SICKPHAT. Pretty hot and tempting. Tight. And that's my life philosophy, which means goodness, time, greatness to the third power. So that's like my new artist name.
And so now, where can everyone see you perform next?
What? I've been waiting to talk about that. So the next show is going to be Tuesday, where I got to meet the lovely Marissa Smith, at the Mockingbird, 25 Avenue B. Doors open at 8:30. $2 tacos, $2 tecates. Tacos range from beef, chicken, and veggie. So we got everybody covered. You can even put a little extra money and get you some fish. You know what I'm saying? But the tecates are flowing. The rest of the bar is really dope. All the people are really amazing there. So all you broke-ass comics like me, come out. All you other people on Tinder dates, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to spend that much money. You know what I'm saying?
Cheap date.
Come see us on Tuesday at the Mockingbird. But my next big show in the city is next Friday, September 22nd at Broadway Comedy Club. $15 at the door, 2 drink minimum. You know that bullshit. But either way, that's at 10 p.m. Shout out to Charlie Becquois. Yeah. Shout out to Charlie. Hey, I don't know you, but thank you, my dog. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
He's awesome. I've hosted a couple of his shows. He's really awesome.
Oh, so I'm just like, thank you. Like, I really appreciate this opportunity and this experience, because 3 months ago, 5 months ago, 3 years ago, I could have never imagined being here. Like, so I really, I hope that we all continue on this path of seeing each other and growing around each other. Like,
no, definitely. And thank you for doing the show, and good luck with your festival. And when people want to find your schedule of your comedy, they should find you on.
So Facebook is probably like my main platform that I do a lot of advertisement as far as events and promotion of events. So hopefully I'll be finding a few more music experiences. I'm trying to step out into the spoken world more too. So everything I'm going to funnel between SUG Tunes and Darren Smith, aka Perfect Storm 27.
Okay.
All right, awesome.
So we are going to take a quick break. Make sure that you follow Darren Smith on all of his projects. I'm Marissa Smith, and we will be right back.
Woo! Sick fat tight!
Like you make beats.
I'm gone off the dark and the Henny is black. Loud in the air, all my niggas got packs. You know the motto, VIP and VIP, we in the bag. I'm just picking up where y'all niggas lack. Hold up, loud got me reeking, a good type of stinking smoke. Daily and drink on the weekends. I ain't with the speaking unless it's in common. I'm in the garden, they blossom and bullshit's forgotten. They told me to chill, so homie gave me a pill. The next day I woke up with my white boys in the Ville. I start slow then accelerate like I'm popping the wheel. Niggas pop lips, don't even pop fists, but clear they pop still. You ain't bringing no harm, you a flute like Juno. Play my cards right, nigga, I'm Uno. Click full of dogs, who Cujo, who stay lit out of this world, Pluto. No guys who got it for the low. Who sketchy then bounce like a pogo. Love shorty even though she loco. She the first to curse at the popo. You ain't down to ride, you a no-go. With you JD nigga, you so-so. Can't have that type in my circle. If you wins low, then you stay with Urkels. Haters are an easy hurdle. Feel blue, puff, green clouds is purple. Do you wanna make way your decision? Mike's my lifetime, make our first decision, From the bottom, only way I can go is up. Shit is stressful, but I'm used to looking up. Everybody wanna win and play tough, but they the first ones to give up. Loud got me reeking, a good type of stinking smoke. Daily and drink on the weekends. I ain't with the speaking unless it's in common. I'm in the garden, they blossom and bullshit's forgotten. You call it cocky, but I believe in me. This is my life, I paint my own scenery. I do what I do, and you think I do it easily? The bullshit just be clouded from the greenery. Fuck BS, it's TS. I kills everything to relieve stress. The beats I can rest and finesse. Give me the way I push it like a bench press. Other female MCs suppress. Give me the impress, fuck your progress. This ain't playtime, I skip recess. Move on to success with the skills I possess. Stay laying up like it's a blackout. See my future, got it all mapped out. That's a fact, never act nigga. Keep it a buck, you fake it in action figures. Slip slow to let my mind lay on this shit, bitch. I'm what's poppin', nigga. From the bottom, only way I can go is up. Shit is stressful, but I'm used to looking up. Everybody wanna win and play tough, but they the first ones to give up. Loud got me reeking, a good type of stinking smoke. Daily and drink on the weekends. I ain't with the speaking unless it's in common. I'm in the garden, they blossom and bullshit's forgotten. Loud got me reeking, a good type of stinking smoke. Daily and drink on the weekends. I ain't with the speaking unless it's in common. I'm in the garden, they blossom and bullshit's forgotten. Yeah, big talking Brewskies. Marissa Smith is who you see. Water cooler combo in here. Crack a cold over on the air. Big talking Brewskies. Marissa Smith is who you see. Water cooler combo in here. Crack a cold over on the air. Kicking back, having a few beers, we're chatting. Pull up your chair, we're all relaxing. Any subject, we never dismiss. Big talking Brewskies with Marissa Smith. Comedy, sex, relationships, more. Any subject, we got it in store. Big talking Brewskies is coming in live. Crack when open, Marissa has arrived. Big talking Brewskies with
Hey
Marissa
guys,
Smith.
happy Friday. Welcome back to Big Talking Brewskies. I'm still Marissa Smith. We still got Rodney Daniels with me.
What's up, guys? Happy Friday.
And we've got Max Brinzilis with me.
Hey, what's up? I'm Max.
Max, I am always worried that I'm gonna fuck up your last name.
Everyone is.
Yeah.
It's a common issue. It's been like that since the first grade, like since before I started doing comedy.
Yeah.
Like going into this, like that was my parents' biggest. Well, that wasn't like their biggest fear, but like that was one of their like thing. Like, why are you going into that with your real last name? You're gonna embarrass us, and nobody can pronounce it anyway.
Yeah.
So
Like I feel like Max Spritz would have worked. Like
Max Spritz. I've gotten sprinkles, Max pretzels,
I thought it
spaghetti.
was sprinkles something when I saw it on the feed. I was like,
For a while, I was using that as my.
Stage
It's still not a stage name. I was just using
sounds
it
like
as
a
like a
porn name.
Facebook. Yeah, no, that'd be my gay porn name probably.
Yeah,
I
like
think like in
Sprinkles.
specifically.
Max
I don't think
Sprinkles.
anybody would with a name like that. Anybody would want me in
not a straight porn.
not in straight porn, but
No. But I feel like that would like lead itself to a lot of unicorn porn, like just like Max Sprinkles and the unicorn. It sounds like a
it would
gay
be like,
band.
right, it would be like a gay guy, but like he's like, his finishing move is like he like nuts on your face.
so like a
Sprinkles.
professional wrestler.
He sprinkles, yeah, like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's your finishing move.
That's why I kicked them into the corner and I started jerking off in their face.
yeah,
And just
sprinkles.
make it rain. I'll make it sprinkle.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess. I mean, what would your gay porn name be?
Sexual chocolate,
Well, I feel like
Wasn't that another professional wrestler?
right? Oh, I don't know. What would your gay porn name be, or just porn name? Because you're not gay, so you just need like a regular porn name.
I like. Isn't it supposed to be like your name and like the month you were born? So I guess Marissa May.
That's kind of sexy.
I feel like that could just be a stage name in general.
Right,
Yeah.
Marissa
right,
May.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
has a nice ring to it.
I guess I'm gonna have to use it for something. Not porn though.
No, not porn.
No, I don't think I could do porn.
No.
If it was funny porn, I think I could do it. Like I think, like I could do like the delivery.
No, I got an offer to do porn when I lived in LA.
Oh, did
like,
you?
I actually sat down with like producers, and like they like made me an offer. It was gonna be like $2,500 per 3 scenes, and I had to do 3 scenes
At least,
per scene for 3 scenes. So it made like
they sat down with you.
yeah, they sat down with me. Yeah,
But like, so it's like you're gonna get $2,500 per scene.
but I had to sign a contract for 3
3
scenes.
scenes.
Yes.
Okay.
I had a friend who had a similar scenario, but they didn't like sit him down with anybody. They just somebody approached him at a gas station and said, "Hey man, you look like you got a big dick. Do you want to like run train on camera? I'll pay you like $100. You know, you'll be with like 3 other dudes. You got to be like at least 7 inches long." And he gave him a card, and he came over, and it was what me and my friends do, just kind of hang out and smoke weed and talk. And he came over and he handed me the guy's business card. Like he had a professional business card, but he's just asking people how big their dick are at the BP gas station.
I mean, well, that's how you find them. Shit.
But
Yeah. And we've got Darren Smith back with us.
Ooh, thanks, Max.
Yeah, I've seen on bus stops like signs for like I guess like amateur porn that they'll be like, oh, if you're interested in being in a porn, call this number. And I'm just like, that doesn't sound like it's gonna be a porn. That just sounds like you're gonna go to a place, a bunch of
bus
guys are gonna
stops are
rape you,
these?
and then you're gonna die. Like that's what that sounds like.
Right.
That doesn't like
But
on
they're
a bus
telling on
stop.
themselves and where they're going to be at and everything.
No, like it just literally, it's like
It's an advertisement on a bus.
looking for women of any age and size. Are you interested in being in porn? Call this number.
they must be making some weird shit if it's any age and any
Any
size. Like
size.
they're that
Yeah.
flexible. Then there's something going on.
That's why I think it's a snuff film, because it's just like
Yeah.
it's like you call the number like, oh, I can do porn, and then it's just like you get there, and then like you've got like 100 guys running train on you, and then they kill you at the end. Like that's just what I think happens. Like,
No, mine was like actually legit sit down with like a producer at like an office, like, but then I had to find the guy, which was weird. They're like, you have to find
the
another
guy
white
to do
though.
the
So
scene
it's
with.
like
there, you're looking for
yeah.
So it's pornographic
Does he
hide
get-
and
Right.
seek.
Does he get paid also?
Yeah, the guy would have gotten paid also.
But would you get a commission on him because you found him?
Find
That's
his
a
feet.
good question. I didn't even think about that.
You see, you gotta always find the money.
See, if I would have known you.
Were they like recording you like looking for him or something? Like, is that like part of the porno? when you like come on his face, you just go peekaboo. Like,
It's a reality show porn.
That's a great concept.
when
Like, come
Jason
on.
was coming on my face, I couldn't believe it. I told him that it was disrespectful, and he just went for it.
And he didn't even warn me.
Boom.
One second it was in there, and the next second it was everywhere.
Well, what did he expect when he put his finger up my ass?
But that's the whole thing. Is like I couldn't. That's why I didn't do it though. Just because I really want to be really big one day, and then I'm gonna have to explain to my kids.
Well, I think that's
why
what
they shouldn't
their
do
idea
porn.
was too. That you were really big. That
Well,
was
yeah,
why they
that
asked you to
was-
do it.
Some parents are pro porn.
No, wait,
Some
no, I'm
parents are
not
pro
gonna be
porn.
pro porn with my kids. I can't be talking to my 16-year-old like, okay, trying to explain to them why they shouldn't do porn, but you did it.
It could be a nice family tradition.
It's not that bad of a conversation.
Yeah, it's pretty practical. Like drug dealers and gangbangers, they have that conversation with their kids.
Yeah,
They're like, yo,
I don't know.
this
My
is what I've
parents
been-
are very like laid back. I'd imagine they'd have the same response that they would to me smoking weed. Like, I wish you'd invest your money a little better, but whatever makes you happy.
Yeah,
That-
For the parents.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
wouldn't- well, I would not.
My
I
dad's
don't
a pastor. I'm from the South.
My dad's
Yeah.
Not-
Yeah.
like,
Dylan Roof.
my dad's on the
Shit's getting shot up.
no, like
Your son did what?
We
know what-
to another gentleman.
On camera?
They already
I
know I do
definitely-
that.
I had a guy that I was dating once that he was trying to talk me into doing porn, and he was just like, "Oh, like
With
I know."
him or with other people? Because he
He
would be a
didn't-
producer if that was the case.
He didn't specify if it was him or not. What he said is that like he thought that like I should think about it, and that they would give me veneers and they would give me tits if I did it.
What?
And so
What about diaphragms? Do they give you diaphragms?
I didn't ask about that. I also didn't.
I
talk
always
to him
wondered
after.
about that in porn. It's like, are they using diaphragms when they're not
Well,
using
I think a
condoms?
lot of them use
Just lock up the draw.
condoms, and then
Some of them. are
Yeah,
using
no,
condoms.
raw porn is like really big right now.
I thought it always was.
really,
Yeah.
I didn't know that there was like. It took me a while to find porn with condoms.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
that's-
You
that's
gotta
like,
really go deep into the research.
Yeah.
Passed the law for it, and it became mandatory. So all people that's getting paid real good money, they wearing condoms now.
See, there's levels to this shit. Start out with the little money, you know what I'm saying? Grow up, use condoms.
That's weird
I
because
don't
it's
know.
just
If
like.
you're gonna go into porn, I feel like you need to go into the Madoff shit immediately.
I mean, it's adult content to begin with, and it's your choice. I mean, you should be practicing safe sex, but like you don't need to preach it through porn. You're already watching porn, so it's just like
well,
why?
I mean, you're assuming you're by yourself, which is the safest you could possibly be. Like,
Yeah,
Not always.
right, no, right. It's a Kickstarter, a lot of shit.
so now, Max, what do you feel about Jay-Z's lyrics about Jews on 444?
I think people are overreacting to it. I don't know. Like
Well, I like what's the line that has everybody's like
what was it? It was
butt in a bind?
if you want to know how Jews took over America, this is how they did it, in reference to like the way they used their wealth to send other. The whole song is about like how he made his money and the idea behind passing it down, and the way like not all white people, but like just white people pass it down in their family.
Yeah.
And it goes generation to generation. It's really common among Jews, and I just spilled. Sorry.
It's okay. We got spills at fucking Brewskies sometimes. Happens.
He's basically just telling you how he made his money, and a lot of people just like hear key words and they get offended by it and they assume it's anti-Semitic. But like what he's saying isn't wrong.
Wrong.
It's
right.
pretty
no,
much
there was
giving them
nothing.
credit for having great financial traditions.
Yeah, he
So-
wasn't
Right.
saying anything hateful.
But the real
Yeah.
Jews are like, no.
yeah,
Why did he
But maybe
mention us in
they're
a
not real
song?
Jews.
yeah, like the
Is saying real Jews hateful? I don't know. Like,
the real Jews. You know which ones are the real
the ones from their
the
mother.
funny little hats.
I was gonna say right, the one you see on the train,
Why did
the hats.
if they
the
wanted
real
to make
ones?
yarmulkes more fun, they'd
Those
have
are the real
propellers.
Jews, right?
are?
Yeah.
Woke.
But yeah, I just think it's just like a frustrating like thing for people. People hear key words, like they assume like the song is just racist in general because like they're hearing the N-word a lot. Cause like my grandma heard that
Yeah, 'cause
song
it's
and
like-
she was terrified. She's 89 years old. She's like, I thought we were past this. I'm like, Grandma, you're not listening to the rest of the words. You just keep hearing.
Right. I mean,
Did you
that's
know
why.
he was black?
I don't know. It was the music video was a cartoon.
She heard Jews
Wait.
and niggers. She was like,
Yeah, she was like, yeah, what?
Done this racism.
She assumed, yeah, she heard Jews and the N-word, and she assumed it was hick hop. Hick hop is like the, it's like Bubba Sparks, but like the deeper you go into it, like the more racist it seems to be. Like it's still low key racist because it's a part of the hip hop community, but it just there's a lot of undertones that are really uncomfortable.
Wait, Bubba Sparks is my nigga. What did he do wrong?
He didn't do anything. It's the
Okay,
guys that
I was saying-
it's the, no, he's in
Shout
the
out Bob
genre.
Rubber Sparks.
And that's how I use him as an example because
like the litmus
only
test.
yeah, he's the only hip hop guy that anybody would really know.
Is Ritz a hip hop rapper?
I wouldn't think so. He's just southern.
Okay.
He has an accent. I'm surprised you know who he is.
I'm a black person.
He's from North Carolina.
Rich is from Atlanta.
Right. Well, he's from. Right.
Yeah, that's
it's
why
the
he
South.
knows him.
That's how you would know.
I-
'cause he's
I
from the
don't
South.
know who he
I don't know
is.
who the fuck Ritz is.
He's a cracker.
Yeah.
A cracker rapper.
Pretty good at
He
it.
means he's a person of non-color.
No, he was right the first time.
Saying racial slurs.
Blame it on the light skin one.
Right.
You know, he's part white, so he can say that. But now Rena's just giving me the eye. Like I can just feel the eye coming from the corner of the room. It's just like, bitch.
I looked in her eyes and I said,
But did you really say bitch though?
No, that's what her eye said. I felt it. Like, love you, Rima. So now, what else did you feel about the album?
The album itself is good. He's just, he's basically taking a more mature perspective. I've only really listened to OJ in depth. All the other songs, like I've heard my friends play in the car.
Okay.
I
okay.
haven't gotten a chance to sit down to listen to the whole album itself. I was going to sit down and listen to the whole thing in one sitting, but I've been so focused on the story of OJ because people keep talking about, I saw a YouTube video the other day that was like, can white people enjoy the story of OJ? What kind of stupid fucking question is that?
What?
White people people can enjoy anything they want. Like just because there's a certain
Right.
message. I don't get it. Maybe it has something to do with this. Like if you think it has anything to do with being white, that's part of the problem.
Right.
It's just weird and uncomfortable because it's just like, could you imagine you're hanging out with your friends and you play a song because it's just music. You imagine you play a song for your friends. You're like, yeah, but he doesn't get it because, he's Chinese. All he knows is kung fu and calculators. So it just doesn't make sense. I feel like people pick and choose what they're offended by because they want to tear him down. And it's just like, so you're mad about him talking about Jews when he said this in an interview himself. That the line, people get offended by that being anti-Semitic, but then he's a black cartoon character with giant lips eating watermelon, and nobody says anything about it, or just the fact that people get mad about it is just so weird.
But he's
to
not
me.
even saying anything offensive about.
Yeah, he just
Jews
said this is how
in
they
the
did it.
Song. This is
Maybe
how.
that-
Like, right?
I
Like,
think
they're
say
mad.
this, like, most people in America, I think they misconstrue what anti-Semitic really means, because it's not just being anti-Jew.
Yeah.
Because Islamic people are Semitic people too, because their language comes from that dichotomy. But when it comes down to it, you don't hear the Yemenis brothers at the fucking store complaining about Jay-Z and fucking talking about being financially savvy. Like, some people just love complaining. Like,
Yeah. Honestly,
This
if
is
the
very true.
Jews are mad about it, they're probably mad because he's exposing their secrets. And
Now that's anti-Semitic.
information.
I should probably preface that by saying like I'm Jewish. I'm not like some alt right member. I just
Yeah, we did not take any tiki Nazis up in this piece right now.
yeah.
we ain't never gonna do
We're
that.
cool with them though.
They're all right guys. They have good taste in beer.
Yeah. Every single last tiki Nazi can go fuck himself. But
True.
anyway, so what are your thoughts on the "Look at Me" video?
That I had asked you to talk about that because like it kind of relates to the whole Jay-Z thing. I feel like XXXTentacion has a similar message in that video to Jay-Z. It's just more graphic and people are only focusing on certain parts. This time it's not necessarily something he said because like they've already heard him say things like my little bitch likes her wrist slit and that little bitch got her throat fucked. But it starts off as the "Look at Me" music video. And the reason why I think he did it is because he already got the clout from promoting it like that. That's his debut.
So now,
hit.
what is the "Look at Me" video with this XXX business?
So basically they play like a minute of the actual song.
And
It's really
the song
weird.
is what?
It's
I'm an old person. Explain
It's
to me like I'm a
hip-
toddler.
Right.
I would say it's
Say
hip
that
hop. It's
artist's
like
name one more time, because I've been reading him. Like, is that extension? Like, how do you say that?
extension. It's I think because there's a lot of debate. I'm pretty sure it's XXXTentacion, but I
Okay.
could be
That sounds
wrong
real Spanglish.
because
It's
yeah.
like both you guys had like topics. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck any of this is. Like,
Yeah. I scrolled and I was
But
like,
both
all right,
of our
well,
artists did a song together.
oh, okay.
Taken XXX.
I didn't know that they even had a song together.
Well, the
I-
remix, the race.
I'm more into like the older guys, but because I'm so into like just new stuff in general and trying to get myself into new artists, I started listening to XXXTentacion recently. And like I feel like people take his problems from real life and turn it into a problem because of his music. And it's just like, would the internet have done, like if the internet was around in what was it, the 60s, would they have done that to the Beatles when John Lennon was beating women?
I mean, I think they knew it, but I just
Yeah,
don't
well,
think
that's
that-
what I'm saying is
Yeah.
they knew it, but like my mom argues with me on Facebook all day long about stop talking about John Lennon and lumping in with these R. Kelly, Chris Brown losers. Like, why? They're all talented singers who hit women.
Right. Right.
Ooh.
So now, what's the deal with the XXS video? Because I'm not gonna pronounce
So,
the rest of this shit.
It basically transfers from "Look at Me" into another song he did called "Riot," and in "Riot" he's basically talking about like people are promoting hate and it keeps going every which way. I think it's a little weird because he's talking like he went out and said like it's an all lives matter movement, which definitely doesn't help his case because he's already like getting yelled at on the. I thought that part was fucking stupid, but the message in it all is basically
What
to
is
just
his
stop.
ethnicity?
I'm pretty sure he's black, but he might be Spanish.
Yeah, with that kind of name,
It's the Extension. Yeah.
little
Maybe it's a little
Extension.
Dominican.
I can't remember.
Puerto
But
Rican.
he's but he's all lives matter, and that's what.
I don't think he's. I think he said the message is all lives matter. I don't think he sides with anything.
Okay.
I think what he meant. He doesn't do himself any favors when people start talking about the accusations of him beating his ex-girlfriend. He
Okay.
starts talking about fucking people's sisters in the throat. So he doesn't. I mean, he's also 18, 19 years old.
Okay.
So like, he's a fucking child. He's just famous, and like,
I've never heard of him
people-
until today.
oh, really? There's been this huge
Me either.
controversy about the video he posted, which comes from the "Look at Me" video. Him hanging himself in a music video, but people thought it was real.
America.
He does, yeah. people are interesting. It's weird. Like they see something on the internet and just assume.
Was he masturbating or just like hanging himself? 'Cause,
No,
like,
he just jumped from a tree.
Is he
and
pulling a carotene?
Well, the whole thing is him playing videos of like people who were actually murdered in these music videos. And so he's doing the music video. The song Riot is basically like it's a racial outrage. And he talks later on in the video about how, I wasn't. He ends up hanging a white kid. There's a white kid and a black kid, and they lower a noose. I don't know if you didn't say like you saw the video, but he lowers a noose.
Like I said, I just heard about this kid today.
He looks at the white kid, and then he looks at the black kid, and he points at the black kid, and then the noose, and then he puts the rope over the white kid's head and starts pulling on it, and it's hanging him, and it's supposed to be a message. After that, he starts talking. I can't remember the whole monologue, but you can watch it on your own if you're interested. But he basically talks about why he's sending this message and what that message means, because he knows it's going to get misconstrued. But all stupid people see is, oh, he hung that white kid, and so they start like going apeshit on Twitter. And, like, they pick and choose what they see. But they're not seeing the rest of the video where, like, he showed actual footage of a cop killing somebody or, other shootings. All they see is this kid who has a bunch of accusations against him hanging a white kid. And they start talking about reverse racism. He gets threats from the Klan. And it's just like, what? Like, do you not see the rest of the video?
Right.
He's a I don't know if he's a terrible person in real life. I just think the message in this video is important, and people are only picking and choosing what they see so that they don't have to adapt to change.
So now, what is your idea of what the message is?
My idea of what the message is that he's basically he's basically saying that it's one thing to promote violence through artistry because you're expressing your anger so that you don't take it out in real life. That's basically what all of his songs are. But, then he has other songs. He just released an entire album about depression. It's all emotions, nothing about I'm going to slit this bitch's throat and rape her. None of that. So I think the message in it is just that, like, people are going crazy. And they're not taking a step back to realize, like, what the real situation is, how, like, they can just calm down and come together. And, like, I kind of disagree in the sense that, like, it's really hard to step back and do that because there's so much to be angry about. But it also just makes sense what he's saying. Like, he's not wrong. It's just that it's DJ Academic said this, so I'm not going to steal it. But he basically said, like, it's the right message coming from the wrong messenger.
Right. Now, do you feel like because I'm assuming that younger people are listening to him because I don't know I stopped learning new music, but and do you think that maybe because people are going so crazy on social media about him that it's having negative effects? Because just last week we had an 8-year-old that was lynched by 14-year-olds in, I believe it was Vermont or New Hampshire. And so, like, do you think that although he might be giving a message in this video of, like, these are the crimes that are actually happening, this is an artificial crime, but that some people that are enraged by them feeling that it's racist, that they could go and take this artistic ideal and try to protest against it in, like, the physical realm on real people.
Well, part of the problem is, like, I don't think there's any way to solve these types of issues because there's just so many different opinions that you can have. So I think social media, because this is just the way America's been forever. The only thing that makes it different is video cameras. Like, technology is the only thing that's really changed. You still have the same issues. I don't need an applause for that, especially an artificial one. But, like, I just feel like, you have, no, I don't need an applause. But, like, people can record whatever they want. Mm-hmm. So, I'm sure there's plenty of little girls that got hung in the woods before this one. And I'm not, like, downplaying the one that got hung in the woods. I'm just saying, like, this was already happening. It's just that now people are seeing it, and now they're getting angry, and they're angry because this has been the reality the whole time, and now they're seeing it. So now
because
they're
no
upset.
one believed it before,
Yeah,
and
right.
now
It
that
was
there's
all-
video cameras.
Yeah,
now-
they're, that's conspiracy, man. Why are you talking like that, man? Why is every
No.
sentence ending man?
Well, because like before, people could be like, "Oh no, like cops are killing innocent people, like black people that have no weapons," and everyone is just like, "No, that doesn't happen." And now you have video cameras, and
Of
you
it
can
happening.
It still doesn't
Yeah.
even fucking matter. That's the real
Right,
problem.
but
Well,
see that's the
that's
part.
the- yeah.
Right,
Well,
that's the
yeah,
part.
I
That's even
mean-
fucked
yeah.
up. Is that
doesn't
like
even matter.
yeah,
Yeah.
Thank you, technology.
right? Thanks, technology. You could totally
Technology
see.
will say like, "Yes, this is happening," but the laws will not convict them.
Yeah,
America.
they.
America.
The internet is progressing way faster than laws can adapt, and
That's a problem.
yeah, especially under a president like we had. I mean, I don't want to talk about Trump because there's just too much to fucking talk about. We'll be here all night, but like with the president and just politics in general, it's so impossible to get anything done. And so you're just going to be sitting there getting angry, and you just end up kind of yelling at yourself about the things that you're angry about, because I look at Trump like the dog that shit the rug. Like, why did you do that? Why? Who told you that was a good idea? Well, I thought
When
you were trained better than
You got
this.
that dog anyways. You didn't take the dog out, and you got that dog, and you fed it and didn't take it out.
took a family
expecting to
vote.
shit on the rug.
We took a
That's
family
I never
vote.
even
Nobody
went to
voted
the
for it. You still
pound.
brought it home.
Nope, you just came home and it was a
And
fucking dog
there was
there.
a dog just shitting on my rug.
Big ass Saint Bernard shitting everywhere.
It's like I didn't even. It's like I don't even like Saint Bernards. I
They
would have
slop
gotten a
and
Shih
shit.
Tzu. Where the hell did this dog come from? Fucking Middle America. That's where. Have fun using my tax money while you're trying to get off your meth.
Are we talking about the dog?
right?
Yeah, we're talking about the toothless dog.
The dog. My dog's addicted to meth.
Yeah, because it uses its paws to try to light this the meth pipe.
That's adorable.
You know.
If I could want my dog to smoke crack out of like a little pipe with his paws, I think that'd be cute. I'd do it. I'd watch my dog do crack. If it was that
Really?
adorable,
Right.
yeah.
It's gonna
It
get a lot
would
of
be
views.
cute the first time, but when you're at work and you come home and the dog has sold all your shit to get the crack,
I mean, nobody's
that's
ever
not cute.
I've
But
never
the
seen.
dog can't use eBay.
Have you ever seen a dog do crack before?
Yeah, they can use Siri.
Wait, hold on. If it starts to use crack, it will figure some shit out. Okay.
Yeah, imagine.
What do you
I
think
can't
a
do.
crackhead dog would do?
I feel like it would just learn things that humans do. Like it's seen
It
it
would
so
figure
much
some
that it's
shit
just
out.
become
It'd
like
be
those videos where human crackheads jump over 8-foot fences. I feel
Yeah.
like dogs would start doing mental equivalents to that. Like you'll come home and your dog's cooking on the stove,
Yeah.
making a phone call to make sure you have your doctor's appointments all set up.
It'll figure it
yeah.
out.
Crack, the
'Cause,
performance enhancing
Because
drug.
crackheads figure some shit out. They
Yeah, mix
you
it into
figuring
your puppy.
How to get crack.
They're indestructible. Mm-hmm. They're like, how do they live so old?
Canine
crack kills, but
crackheads.
Apparently not.
Yeah,
Motherfucker's still around.
the 80s strand.
yeah. It's not
This
today.
2017 shit.
Nah.
Snowfall.
So, now Max, you've got a podcast.
Yeah, we were starting. I guess we did the takeover show here.
Okay.
When they were doing the whole thing for Flow Empire, and it's called the Fire Department. We sit down with a guest. We sit down with a guest artist. It's going to be weekly starting this Thursday, September 21st at 11 p.m.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome to the family.
yeah.
We basically sit down with not just rap artists, but DJs, regular comedians, models, hip hop heads in general, that are involved in the entertainment industry in some way, shape, or form. And it's basically just kind of this outside opinion. It's basically just us. We sit down, we play a song, and afterwards we do 5 minutes of conversation, just talking about what your perception of what the song is about, what you think of the song, stuff like, and like the way it kind of affects you, like the way you think that, like what you think it means on your first listen.
Right.
For me and my co-host, we listened to it like 20 times beforehand because one, I'm not gonna not listen to a song that I like. Some of them I don't like. We're gonna be listening to some songs that I don't want to be listening to, but that's kind of the point, is to like listen to just about anything hip hop related, hear it. And then, it's basically a satire, but, just with like hip hop rap.
Wow.
Right.
I love that idea.
And are you, where can everyone see this show?
Well, it'll be on Ustream live. We're still coming up with the URL, so follow me on Twitter and Instagram.
Okay.
If you guys want that. My Instagram is Max J Sprinkles.
That's his porn
That's just
name.
one. Yeah, my porn name is also my Instagram handle, and Twitter at Max Does Comedy. You guys should follow me. Recognize from Mayday. He's one of the guys that follows me. Other people should too.
Okay.
But yeah, I just want to do that. It's a fun way to get opinions out there, and I was kind of just doing that anyway, like on my own spare time.
Right.
Because it's pretty much all I do on my spare time. Like if I'm not doing stand up, I'm usually listening to music.
Nice.
So it just seemed like a fun
Like a
thing
good fit
to
for
yeah.
you.
Like I talk about it nonstop with my friends anyway, so it just made more sense to like do something productive with it.
And who's your co-host?
My co-host is a friend of mine from childhood. His name is Eric, but he's a DJ. He produces. His stage name is Beatman E.
Okay.
You've met him before. He was the DJ at when I was hosting the comedy show at the bar.
Okay.
So
cool.
he's
How's that show?
We're switching venues because we wanted to do musical guests, but it wasn't really like, it was in a basement and the stage was very small and
Right.
it just couldn't match the energy and the demographic just wasn't right. It's like a bunch of like preppy, older, like just, I don't want to say it's a lot of white people because I'm white, but like probably contradict what I was saying before, but like it's a lot of like, what you expect the stereotype of white people to be, it was pretty much that in a basement of a bar, and it just wasn't working out. Like the venue itself would be great as like an open mic, or maybe someone else could do something with it.
Right.
But for like our vision of what we wanted to do, it just didn't really make sense. So we're trying to find a new venue to kind of put comedians that we think are really good up, as well as like artists.
You should try Otto's.
Otto's Shrunken Head?
Yeah.
I only just turned 21 a couple months ago, and I wasn't able to go in there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I still had to get you on because I've literally been saying for like 3 years, as soon as you turn 21, I'll get you on the show.
I'll put you on Otto's.
And then I've been asking, you're like, oh, I'm busy.
I'm
busy.
still.
Wait, so you were
It
born
wasn't
in,
even I'm busy. I'm busy being 19.
so you were born in 1996?
Yeah, I was born in 1996.
Because before you came on, we were talking about I hooked up with this guy who's born in 1997, and I was just like, fuck.
I probably went to high school with him.
Yeah.
Great, yeah, Queen.
96, I could be Max's mom if I was getting down in high school. Like,
That's what I was like, damn, like when this kid
People
was
would be
born, I
really
was like
confused
jerking
if they
off
might not.
already.
I don't know. One of the things we talked about on the first episode when we did the takeover show was like homophobia and rap, because like DMX says a lot of like gay shit for somebody that's kind of homophobic.
Yeah.
Like, since we're all here, why don't you hold my dick while he's sucking it? Like, what?
Yeah, he does say some like, wait.
And
I think
so,
DMX also went to jail and smoked crack, so those kind
Yeah,
of
well, I did
Right.
all of those, but I know.
like that's half the demographic.
I don't know crackheads on like a personal level, but like all the crackheads I have met never have talked to me about sucking dick. I mean, when they are talking to me, I don't think they think they're talking to me. I'm pretty sure they think they're talking to Satan. But like, they're usually
Selling them
talking.
crack?
Right.
No. Usually, I live
Right.
I live
Me,
in
on
a
the
s-
other hand, the crackheads definitely ask me to, suck some dick or get their dick sucked for some money
Yeah.
all the time. Jacksonites.
The only crackheads. Oh, I live in the suburbs, but I live right by like it's like a small part of the Bronx where like it's only a mile long, so anything past that is like not the suburbs. And so like I'll be in Yonkers at 1 a.m. getting a sandwich or like getting rolling papers, and like there'll be some crackhead in the back like mopping up the floor for food, and he'll be in the back talking like, mop this shit up right quick, get a fucking sandwich. But like the way he's saying it, I thought, and I was high as shit, so like he's saying that, and like I'm sitting there I was actually with Eric. I was like, is he trying to fight us? Because like I can tell he's on something and we're not gonna win, but like that's kind of like freaking me out a little bit. But that wasn't where I was going. I was gonna say we talk about the homophobia with DMX and stuff like that, because there's a lot of like oddly homophobic things, and like hip hop isn't really that guilty of it now. I mean, like
but no, like old school hip hop, like back in the day.
Yeah,
like,
old school hip hop.
Some shit.
Yeah, and like now it's still like, you know, oh, all right, at least they're not saying like faggot anymore. But then all of a sudden you're like, and then I fucked a dyke bitch. I'm like, did you? Are you sure? Do you know what that is?
Right. And if you did that, how straight are you?
Yeah.
Like
why? And like why? Why did you? So you just like girls that kind of look
Like
like
a
dudes?
Yeah.
Like
I don't know. It's odd, but I don't know. I wanted originally to work with Eric. Wanted me to work on him with like to make music, but like I am just not like I can write plenty of stuff, but like I don't have like the actual like background to follow it up. And so I'm fine with that. But like I also realize like I don't think sometimes I feel like I'm not homophobic enough, because like somebody I had a friend who had like a mutual gay friend come up to me, and he was trying to flirt with me, and I was wearing a Cheech and Chong shirt, and he's like, I really like your Beatles shirt. I was like, I don't even like not only are you like, I told you I was straight, but now you're talking to me about like my shirt, and I don't even know how to fucking like talk to you about like, because like now I know what you're here for, and like it kind of gives you like an inside
the Beatles
perspective.
made him gay?
I don't know. He just started talking. He was like,
Like,
you're really cute. I was like, oh, thanks. And he's like, you know, I really like the Beatles. I was like, oh, okay. He goes, do you like the Beatles? I was like, yeah. Why do you ask? Why are you talking about the Beatles? He's like, your shirt. I was like, oh, this is Cheech and Chong. I just smoke a lot of weed. I barely even listen to them, let alone the Beatles. And he's like, oh, well, if you think like you're ever interested, message me on Facebook. And that was it. He walked away. And
was
it just
he also 20 like you?
No, he was in his mid-20s, maybe early 30s. I don't know how old he is. I don't know him personally. It was just a very odd experience and a very like unnatural conversation. And the fact that he thought Cheech and Chong were John Lennon and whoever the fuck else.
Right, because the Beatles were not just two people.
Yeah, and like I told the story. I told the story to one of my friends who he's like converted to Islam, and like he hit on a girl that was trans once, and when he found out that she was a boy, he was like, yo, I should beat her up for trying to trick me. I'm like, I don't think she's trying to trick you. I think you're just a bigot. Like, right. I told him that story. He's like, why didn't you fuck him up? And like, I just don't get it. So I don't think like I fit in well enough with that kind of aggression, because it's just like I like that kind of music, but like I also don't understand, like, I don't even want to call it hate speech because that sounds kind of SJW-ish, but like basically that's what it is.
Now, do you feel that like because I you know, and I don't mean to like call you out for it, but like you are the youngest person at the table.
Yeah.
But like, do you just feel like your generation in general is like more like gender fluid, more sexually fluid, and like that's why like you kind of feel like you know, like you don't understand it, or like because like I know that like I usually date guys that are a little bit younger, and I kind of find them to be a little bit more sexually
they're exposed to more. I think that's what it is.
Because
Yeah,
porn
but-
doesn't block
You're-
like the shit at the top or the shit at the bottom.
You're
Like,
exposed
people
to
are just
more, and
doing
it
that
affects
all the
your
time.
opinion. I personally, like, I honestly I'm only on social media because I do stand up. I
Right.
hate social media. I hate Twitter. I think Twitter's annoying. I think if you can only summarize your thoughts up in 140 characters, you're basic, and I don't want to talk to you.
Right.
But if you're an artist and you heard that, I'm just saying it for attention. I don't like. I mean, that is my real opinion, but I'm lying about the not caring. I don't know. Just work with me. I don't care.
No, but like,
I don't like social. I don't
like Twitter either.
Yeah.
I don't like Twitter,
tweet
but I
at all.
have it because
You have to
it's
do
a
it for
necessity.
work reasons,
Yeah, it's a
right? So like you understand other people doing it as a form of elevating their brand or pushing their content out, but like you as a person don't see like, you know, it as a personal
I think
avenue.
people emotionally invest too much in social media, and a lot of them like throw shade. And like on the bright side, social media makes dating a lot easier because you can detect red flags from like a fucking picture. Like I mean, I went on a date with this one girl anyway, so this is a bad example. But like she posted that like if you lie to me, I'm gonna fuck you over. I was like, that's a weird thing to say, but you're really pretty, so I'm still going to try to get in your pants because I'm a horrible person. And so, like, it just helps. Like, it helps, but I do feel like people are too... I feel like it's made people very sensitive, and, like, they don't know what subjects to really feel sensitive about, and, like, they feel like they have to be, like, all the way into this, the same way, like, Democrats and Republicans are, like, all the way on one side of the spectrum or the other. They feel like, oh, if I don't support this fully, then they're going to think this of me. And, like, insecurity starts to settle in. And then people start to get angry. And they just start yelling at each other through a 140-character limit. And they just start, like, hashtag you're a bitch. Hashtag stop calling me faggot. Hashtag this. And then they start, like, arguing. And it doesn't even... It just stops being an argument about, like, the thing that they're actually mad about. And it just turns into things that they should probably see a therapist about.
Right. No, I agree. And I kind of feel like... like for me, like coming in like this is, you know, like I'm the old dog at the table, and I'll say that I don't understand cyberbullying. Like, you know, like back in my day,
Right.
like when
punch.
somebody like got bullied, like someone actually walked up physically to
And
your
punched
face
you in the face.
and punched you in the face, took your lunch money, took your lunch off the table,
Pushed you
threw
down,
a drink
kicked
on
you.
like they physically came
Yeah.
up to you in the physical realm and did something to your body, and that's
disgusting.
It's gluten free.
but but like, you know, he doesn't, and so that I kind of understand, but like the whole idea of like, oh, like, you know, like slut shaming, like stop hanging out with shitty dudes that call you a slut. Like I don't need a movement.
that's
for
right. That's
this.
what I
can
think too.
understand that,
Like-
like, don't go online and look at like what the people were
Yeah.
saying about you. Like,
Well, that goes back to what I was talking about before with the Jay-Z, XX, you know, you're picking and choosing what you hear. You know, oh my God, stop slut shaming. It's like, stop dating douchebags. What the fuck? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
just have better judgment.
Yeah.
Learn from your
Right.
mistakes. Like, and it's like, it's one thing to like have the experience and move on from it. Cause like I've dated plenty of people that I haven't dated plenty of people that I ended up hating. I dated one person that I ended up hating. Everyone else has been pretty normal. But my point is like, you know, that you'll find people that you think are crazy and you don't want to be around, and you might be right or wrong. But the point is if you don't like it, get the fuck away from it.
Yeah.
You're accountable for it. If you don't like it, then you should leave.
Like, I just don't feel like slut shaming should like hijack feminism. It's just like you've just had bad experiences with shitty ass dudes.
Yeah.
Find dudes that aren't going to call you a slut. Like, I mean, I've slept with like, you know, my fair share of dudes, and not a single one has ever called me a slut. Like,
Yeah.
just don't hang out with those dudes or don't fuck those dudes. That's
The
simple.
only time I've ever used that word is if somebody like asked me to use it, or in like a really stupid joke. And it's just like, even like during sex, if somebody's asking me to say something, it's almost like a little weird. Like, call me a slut. Like, are you sure? Because like if I called you
Yeah.
outside of this, you'd get upset. I don't.
Same thing for slapping though.
yeah, no, yeah.
Because I remember my first time, I was like, yeah, I don't hit women.
I know I don't like to hit dudes either. But like, yeah, slap me. All right.
Okay.
That I
Slap
think
by a
that's
black
weird.
man.
Yeah, it's strange. But Rima's given me the like, you got to go. So before we wrap up, Max, where can everyone see you next? Follow you on social media? Where can they catch your new podcast?
Well, the podcast is going to be I think it's going to be linked through here, like through Flow, but like not under their name. FLO.
Okay.
All right, it's going to be
She
linked through
schooled you.
FLO.
Okay.
And then on Ustream, that's where the podcast is going to be. If you want to keep updated on the podcast, you can follow us on Facebook at the Fire Department Podcast. You can find us on YouTube at the Fire Department Podcast. You can find me on Facebook at Max Brinzellis Comedy. My Twitter again is Max Lives Comedy, and the Instagram is Max J Sprinkles. And the shows, right?
Right.
Shows. I don't have anything for a while because I'm supposed to go to a couple of concerts and try to meet some people. But shows, I have 138 Ludlow on, I believe, September 20th.
Is that no
And-
fun?
Oh, is it? No,
Okay.
I don't think so. It's hosted by Christian Espinal.
Okay.
And then I have your show on, what is it, the
29th.
29th.
Yeah. All right. So you can catch this show every Friday from 6 to 8 on BigTalkinBrewskies.com. We're also available on iTunes. I'll be putting out new episodes every Thursday. And catch me this Sunday at Broadway Comedy Club for Stand Prov. It's Tommy McQuellen's show. It's going to be super fun. Wednesday, catch me at Old Man Hustle on Victor Bernardo's show, The Stupid Show. And I'm Marissa Smith. This has been Big Talkin' Brewskis. And remember, folks, if the son colluded with Russia, so did the father. Have a good weekend.
America. To the bone, walk a mile on my shoes, got too much soul. Folks slow up a little when they close the goals. I don't wanna slip, so I go for broke. Pardon me while I break it down. Simple flow with a sacred sound. What's up now? No time for the playing around. Bound to get wound up and make you bounce. Go. One more round. 3rd and 11, got one more down. Heard what I said, gotta show 'em now. My speed, Keanu Reeves can't slow it down. Hey, I'm VIP. Same thing in the northwest, south, or east. You ain't gotta look dressed or be like me. Just do you, you'll be the VIP. Hey, I'm VIP. When I step in the room, I'm VIP. When I make my moves, I'm VIP. Everybody wanna be a VIP. Hey, I'm VIP. Hey, I'm VIP. Hey, I'm VIP. Everybody wanna be a VIP. I'm feeling good, no drama. I wish they would. Don't doubt us, I think I could. They don't know about us, but I think they should. Don't mind the 9 to 5 rules. They sell a dream, it's time to buy you. Never believe the lie beside truth. Cause when I see the signs, I drive through. Pick up speed to 8 knots. Play them beats to make the bass knock. Girl on my dreams can wake up the spot. Wait till I meet her face to face hot. Hey, I'm VIP. Same thing in the northwest, south, or east. You ain't gotta look dressed or be like me. Just do you, you'll be the VIP. Now if you feeling good,